My 24F ex-friend, 23M, keeps reaching out and I don't want any communication with him. Let's call my friend Dan. We met as children and have been friends for over 10 years. Dan had a very abusive childhood and has a lot of trauma related to it. As a result, he doesn't process his emotions well, and he's a bit immature. He was in therapy, but recently quit going. He quit everything actually, his job, his usual hobbies, just everything. Dan met a group of people through some kind of online space, and he spends all his time with them. They describe themselves as an anarchist, ethically non-monogamous sex cult. Pretty much all Dan does is vandalize people's property, blow things up, and smoke a pack a day to look cool. Whenever we talk he's sending me pictures of some petty crime he's committing or talking about how he can't wait to fuck 2 or 3 of the girls in his sex cult later. It all just feels very juvenile to me. Like an edgy 16-year-old's fantasy life. One day a few months ago, Dan asked if I wanted to meet up and I said sure, wanna grab a beer? And he responded, I mean, I was thinking you could blow me under this abandoned bridge outside of town and then we could get high. I was completely thrown off, so I didn't respond. I basically ghosted him. I mean, we had one brief conversation a few weeks later where I told him I find his lifestyle bizarre and I simply can't relate to him anymore. He continues to send me texts and memes and sometimes pictures of stuff like an old abandoned house they set on fire for fun. He'll just send hey, or hi, or I really miss you, and I'm starting to feel guilty. I don't really know what to do as he's pretty emotionally unstable with abandonment issues, so I feel if I permanently cut him off he's going to absolutely lose it. What do I do? Too long didn't read. My ex-friend joined some crazy sex cult and changed his entire personality. Now I don't want to continue the friendship. I've told him I can't relate to him anymore and find his lifestyle weird, but he still keeps reaching out. I'm afraid to be firm because he has a lot of trauma from his childhood and I don't want to set him off. Dude, block him. He's pretty emotionally unstable with abandonment issues, so I feel if I permanently cut him off he's going to absolutely lose it. Not your problem. You are not responsible for him. He's sending me pictures of some petty crime he's committing. Dan is making you an accessory to his crimes. You could get into trouble for not just being aware of the crimes he's committing, but having actual fucking hard evidence for them, and not reporting him. That's never mind the fact that he sexually harassed you. Get some self-respect, a sense of self-preservation, and yeet Dan entirely from your life. Don't feel bad about it. There is nothing wrong with protecting yourself from someone who is blowing up their life and trying to take you down with them. Avoid this guy like the proverbial plague. He could be setting you up for something horrible, like using you for a cult initiation. Your old friend is gone. Block him on everything and move on with your life. He's not your problem. If I permanently cut him off he's going to absolutely lose it. His reaction is not your responsibility. Would you join his sex cult if he asked, just out of fear of setting him off? No, he's kind of gone off the rails. If you've already told him you don't approve, you can continue to ghost him. I think he should have known asking you for a blowjob was not a reasonable thing to ask a friend. I would just not respond to anything and block him wherever you can, and he'll get the message. If you really want to be obvious, come up with a few lines to the extent that you're not okay with his behavior and you no longer wish to be in contact with him at all, and that this will be the last communication he gets from you. Do you have any mutual friends who are still in contact with him? Let them know that you no longer want to have anything to do with him. Whenever we talk he's sending me pictures of some petty crime he's committing or talking about how he can't wait to fuck 2 or 3 of the girls in his sex cult later. Holy crap, this is the kind of thing you think is cool when you're 14. I mean, I was thinking you could blow me under this abandoned bridge outside of town and then we could get high. Okay, this is maybe age 15 level. He's improving. You have outgrown all hell out of this guy. His sex cult friends in their tree fort can support him if he sets himself off. Block him on everything, and make sure he's not going to try to burn your house down. You're under no obligation to respond to him. It's normal to feel guilty, BC. It sucks feeling like you're letting someone down, even if it's best for you personally. Her cheating is affecting me. New account for obvious reasons. One of my 28F good friends is cheating on her 30F fiance and she isn't remorseful at all. She wants the other guy but he doesn't want a relationship, and so she is trying to make it work with the fiance because on paper she says he's a good guy but she doesn't feel a spark like she does with the other guy. She's been caught cheating 5 times and she wants to try to make it work with the fiance, but she keeps having sex with the guy to the point that the fiance knows her location and knows when she goes to see the other guy. She doesn't look guilty to me, she just looks annoyed the fiance is making it hard for her. I want to support her so she can figure out who she wants, but I'm so against cheating. I don't know her fiance that much but we get along. It's so hard to know that she's laughing about all of this. She could lose both of them and be homeless on the street with her son. Too long didn't read. I don't know how to be there for my friend while she's making bad decisions. You need new friends with better morals. Tell her that you can't continue to sit in the front row for this disaster movie. It's too upsetting. You know the meteoroid is gonna destroy the city. The volcano is gonna erupt. The ship is gonna sink. You need some healthy distance from this. I lost a friend once, because she was the other woman, and eventually I couldn't listen to her any longer shit on the wife of the man she was sleeping with. She was constantly bad-mouthing her, calling her controlling and nasty. Can't imagine why this woman might be upset with her cheating husband. Eventually, I had to admit as much as I had loved this friend, I couldn't be a part of this anymore and I ended contact. It was very sad, but I never felt it was wrong. Your choice of friends says a lot about your character. This is what I was thinking. Those who you keep in your company say a lot about who you are. She's a horrible person. He's well aware of how horrible she is but stays with her anyway. Stay out of it to the point where she's not in your life anymore. If you want my opinion, cheating is one of the worst things you can do to anybody ever. The fact that she casually does it to her fiancé of all people is a huge red flag. Why do you keep her as a friend? It's not bad choices at this point, she's blatantly a bad person. If she cheats on her fiancé, imagine what she'd do to you. Drop her and move on. You don't need that kind of negative energy in your life. My 25M, GF, 25F, planned on cheating. How should I feel and what do I do? We lived together for 3 years. Today she left on a trip and forgot her iPad I just gifted her. It's on loud and buzzing, so I go to turn it off only to see texts from a guy she previously sent nudes to and promised never to speak to again. They are talking dirty about having sex tonight. I called her and broke up with her. She has issues with these feelings towards other people in the past, and she absolutely hates that side of her, is trying to get rid of it, knows she wants to marry me and spend the rest of her life with me. I love her like crazy but really have a hard time seeing myself trust her the same. Any advice, pity, action steps to take? Whatever you feel like sharing please. TL, Doctor. This sucks. You did great. I'm impressed. She was literally going to go have sex with another dude. You did the only acceptable thing, breaking up with her. Stay strong. She clearly isn't qualified to be in a serious relationship. What has been her reaction, thus far, since the phone call that broke up with her? 20 texts in a row of her spiraling. I love you, I need you, I can't live without you, etc. And she said she was coming back now. I texted her not to do that. This is your out. Broken people generally keep doing broken things. It sucks now but you will be so glad to be out of the whole situation when you're healed. Nope. Dump and move on. Actively cheating on you but is sure you are the guy she wants to marry and spends the rest of her life with. You have to be stupid to believe this.